Uncrewed aerial systems or drones are disruptive technology that are reshaping industries worldwide. Drone use is increasing rapidly, and it's my mission to make drone science entertaining and accessible. Before we start, I want to share something that can transform your drone program. We've worked with over 50 enterprise programs and found the exact factors that separate struggling operations from those that deliver millions in ROI. We've put these insights into our free Enterprise Drone Program Maturity Assessment. It's a $2,500 value. It's designed to show you your program's maturity stage, reveal your top 3 quick wins, and give you a roadmap for growth. Don't miss out on this free opportunity. The link is in the description. Hi, everyone. This is Jason San Souci, host of the Do You Know Drones podcast. We are here live from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are at the Commercial UAV Expo. These are our micro podcasts that we are doing here at the show, and I am here with another distinguished guest. This is episode number 11. This is going to be great because I've had 11 different, this is going to be the 11th different perspective on this one question that we've been trending and asking throughout the entire conference. Christian Stallings, welcome to the show.
Jason, thanks
founder,
for having me.
Founder of Vertical Aspect.
No, not founder.
Not founder.
President.
President.
So the Vertical Aspect's been around since 2014.
Okay.
With 2 founders. I am just now the owner and president.
That is fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, so the one question is, there's a lot of things that the drone industry is getting right. It kind of feels like, I mean, we've been in this for quite some time now. It kind of feels like this is a little bit of a rebirth, a little bit of a second chance. Now that like sort of Part 108 is coming out, not everyone putting necessarily everything into that basket, but it feels a little bit like things are kind of going right now in some ways. However, I think we all have a different opinion on this, but there's still some things that are not going right. Things that are honestly kind of going wrong. In your opinion, sir, what are they?
Yeah, that's a great question. Real briefly, just a couple of things that really excited me last year as I was looking at what's the future of this industry. From the very beginning, we talked about doing things that are dull, dirty, and dangerous, and finding ways of disrupting the ways that we do things. And, we've always had the human in the loop, the pilot's involved in some way. And we were getting to a point with Part 108 with some of the different docking solutions that are available, better compute, onboard compute, to do really amazing robotic things, doing cool jobs quickly with instant feedback. And I was really excited about all the different ways that we're going to see that manifest in different industries. But, over the course of 25, it feels like an entirely different story has taken over the industry. And I think that a lot of geopolitical issues have really shaped the direction that we're going in 2025. So some of the things that I'm concerned about as we move to have less foreign manufacturers in the United States, I think that in the short term, that's going to help a lot of U.S. manufacturers, but I'm worried that in the long term, it's actually not going to help them. I think that there's challenges to building up a scalable hardware manufacturing business. It's just not something that we can just add another bench, another box full of parts and screwdrivers and tools and put things together and then just keep doing that linearly. Tooling up and building automation to do this at scale is not a cheap thing to do. And I don't know if everything that's happening is going to get us over that. I think there's going to be challenges. And if we just do scale these companies linearly, I think that it puts at risk more QA gates being missed, more RMAs, more unhappy customers. And also, frankly, that production process is just more expensive than what some of the other competition has done in the past. And so some of the other challenges, I think that will box out some people, small and medium-sized businesses, especially the geospatial industry. And so there'll be a consolidation potentially of the companies that are offering those services. On the hardware side, that also probably means that the amount of units that are being bought by people is going to reduce as well. So all those things concern me. That, again, I think that we need to emphasize and help these companies scale up and really think about what automation and mass production looks like for these companies, I just don't think we're doing that right.
I think it's incredibly insightful, and I think you're very accurate when it comes to how we are thinking about this entire industry and some of the challenges along the way that we've seen already and the lessons that we've already learned. I think it's kind of clear that like we are industry's not going anywhere, right? It is more than demonstrated the ROI and its use cases in very key markets that are also not going anywhere. So that is, we're firm. We have a firm foothold. We're here, man. We got our beachhead. We've moved past the beach. Like we're ready to rock and roll. But I still think one thing that I guess that I still believe is an area that we struggle with is we come to conferences like this, and often we forget. Luckily, we are both geospatial professionals first, then then we do drones. So I think the industry still flip-flops it, right? They were like, wow, must have toy, must have drone build business. Like, no, don't do that. That's just not the way to do it. And I think that's obviously with more pressure. The thing that I think is very interesting is that if you take the geopolitical pressures aside, you get to understand what tool set do I need to bring to the table to do this, right? You could do the building the house analogy, or there's tons of analogies you could do to this, right? Look, I'm not going to show up to your house with a paintbrush and a bucket of paint and be like, hey, can I paint your house? Or even worse, a hammer and a 2x4. Hey, can I remodel your basement? Yet, that's what we're doing. Stop that too. So what I'm saying is that there's still a lot of things that we're getting wrong. I think your point about that the geopolitical pressures specifically this year leading into potential DJI bans and things going on, and the good thing is the upswell of U.S. manufacturers, and then the people that are here, just the number of people that are here compared to last years prior. I think that's all great stuff, and I think we can all agree that there's a lot of wonderful things happening in this industry.
Absolutely.
Yet, I like not on the negative. Like, what's wrong doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means we need to really think about it. And how do we fix that before we move forward? Because I think that we like to say, okay, well, we're going to fix that later. We're going to fix that later.
Yeah.
But let's keep going forward, and then we'll fix that later. And then a lot of programs that I've seen, at least at the enterprise scale, because they didn't fix that, they're going to fail later. And they didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I think there's smaller programs already in that position of potentially failing. I mean, you have to consider and empathize with those people that are in those positions that, hey, I work for a large civil engineering firm and I really want to start a UAS program. I think this could add value to the things that the products that we're creating for our company. And, an executive at that company says, okay, give me a budget, what that's going to cost, what's required, how much time. They make some decisions based on trying to balance, not spending too much money, but get a program going, kind of get everyone used to it. And all of a sudden, hey, everything you bought, you can no longer use. And then I have to go back to an executive and say, hey, I need 4 times as much as you gave me last time just to keep this thing going.
Yeah.
And they don't know what's going on in our industry.
No.
They don't understand. That's a lot of pressure on someone who's trying to advocate for what they see as a very positive in the long term for their company. I love unintended consequences in the sense of like, we make things, right? Economics is incentives,
right?
That we create incentives. And oftentimes we never anticipate those unintended consequences of the incentives that we create, right? We all want a vibrant U.S. drone industry. Mm-hmm. So we try to create incentives to get us there. But do we create the right incentives to get that done?
All extremely valid and insightful comments. I expect nothing less from you, sir. That is all the time we have. And like I said, I want to keep this super short. These are micro podcasts. This could obviously be an hour-long conversation. Not the venue for it, but hopefully it will soon. Thank you very much, Christian. Thanks for joining me on the show.
Thanks so
much.
Appreciate
it. It's been really great. And for you viewers, this is the final episode. Be sure to watch all of this because it's highly insightful. Every single conversation I've had has been completely delightful and very open and transparent and really not a lot of jargon. And I'm actually really proud of that because I've heard some jargon And I needed people to go from 2-star general level to like captain. Like,
Didn't use a single acronym.
yes, no, that's good. No synergy, no force multiplier. Yeah, no, none of that stuff because that's not real. Okay, we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye now.